Hi, today we are going to see how the Junos operating system and Ansible can work together to automate certain tasks. There are 3 common customer automation needs, and one of them is initial installation of a configuration file on any device. To do this, we are going to execute an Ansible playbook that will connect to my Junos device through the console server and will install a brand new configuration file on my device. I've already written the playbook, but let's review it. My playbook is called install-conf.yaml, and here we see that the very first line is the name. I have named it install config because that is what we are going to be doing. Next, we have the hosts. In a separate inventory file, I define Junos tel to be the IP address of the device I am connecting to. Next is connection set to local. If connection is not set to local, the playbook will not execute. Next, we have the roles. This just defines any other directory we need to include in our script, and since we are running a Junos module, we have to include the juniper.junos directory. Then we have the vars prompt. This is just any user inputted field, and in order to connect to our device, we need a username and password. So here we ask for the username and password of the device. Next, we have the vars. This is just any static variable. Here we have the console server that we are going to be connecting to. In our host file, we define the IP address to be core2. Then we have the console port, which is 7006. Lastly, we have the tasks. Here we're going to have 2 tasks. The first one is installing the configuration file on the Junos device, and we do it by calling the Junos install config module, which takes in as input the host, which is the console server, the username and password, the mode, which just tells it that we are going to be connecting to the device through telnet, and then the port, which is the console port. Lastly, we have the configuration file, which I have named config.conf. The next task is committing the changes, and to do this, we are going to execute the Junos commit module. And it takes in as input the host name, which again is the console server, the username and password of the device, the mode, which again is telnet, and the console port. Let's see what happens when we execute this playbook. To execute any Ansible playbook, all you have to do is type in ansible-playbook-i and then the name of the inventory file. Mine is called all.inv and then the name of the playbook. And again, mine is install-conf.yaml. So it's going to ask for the username and the password. And now we see it's running the first task, which is installing the configuration on the Junos device. So here we see that it succeeded, we see OK, and then now it's running the next task, which is committing the changes. And here again, we see that both playbooks succeeded and one thing has changed, which makes sense because we are installing a brand new configuration file on our device and nothing failed. So our Ansible playbook ran smoothly and was able to install the configuration file. So that is it for this video. For more information, be sure to check out Juniper's GitHub site. Thanks.